When did you first go viral? So I started Instagram when I was 11 or 12 and I had a couple viral videos, but if you really want to know when I actually blew up was when I started Musically and I started actually singing on there. I would get like 500,000 likes and I would post like behind the scenes and I would get like millions of likes on there on the Musically days. Who are your role models? My number one role model will always be my mom. She's just so inspiring. But musician-wise, I love Taylor Swift. I always loved her as a younger kid. Demi Lovato is amazing. Her range is just crazy. Labyrinth. Recently, I've been loving Euphoria, and all of his songs are on there, and they're just amazing. Whitney Houston is, I don't even have words. Which one of your accomplishments are you most proud of? I feel like I am most proud of being the first ever Canadian to get an American Idol golden ticket, even though they didn't air my clip, probably because I was Canadian and it didn't make sense. It felt like I was like breaking history. You know, it felt amazing, and just to overall have that experience and speak to real professionals in the industry was absolutely amazing. What advice would you give your past self? I would tell my younger self to keep following my dreams, especially as a young musician. Your life can feel so discouraging with so many people telling you you're amazing and then so many people telling you you're not. It's an industry where you'll get so many no's and also so many yeses. So it's very discouraging as a younger musician. And I would just hug my little self and tell her that everything is going to be okay. If you had to eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would you choose? I would probably choose pasta because first of all, I love pasta and I never get sick of it. And you could also make it in a little bit of different ways, so I could spice it up a little bit. What advice do you have for someone who wants to be a social media creator? There's so much advice I could give, but the two main things I would say, I know it sounds cheesy, but stay true to who you are. Nobody wants to see repeats. It gets repetitive and you are different. That is your superpower and you should be embracing that. Don't be like everybody else. You are yourself and that is amazing and that's what people need to see. Second of all, you need to be uploading daily content. That is very, very important or else you could lose your followers all in a day. It needs to be daily so people can check up on you. Have you ever seriously considered quitting social media? I feel like so many influencers can agree with me on this one. I feel like we all have gotten to a point where we've thought about it and it does get pretty tiring at some points. Like you definitely get less motivation when you read comments and you get discouraged. Personally, I've never decided that I'm going to quit social media. I've thought of taking breaks and I feel like that's the healthiest for me. It might be different for other people, but I would never just randomly leave. This is my career. This is what I love doing. I love making music and sharing that side of my life with you guys. So if I need to take a break, then I'll take a break, but I don't think I would ever leave social media. What is your favorite movie? There are so many movies that I absolutely love, but if I want to go to my number one movie to just cheer me up on a really sad day, it's Let's Be Cops. For some reason, that movie just makes me feel so happy and it's absolutely hilarious. I literally have it on DVD. I love it so much. It's the best movie to cheer you up and I just think it's so funny. If you could have your dream vacation, where would you go and what would you do? So personally, I've always wanted to visit Finland and Portugal. That's where my grandparents are from, and I have a lot of family down there that I've never met yet because we live so far away. I would love to just visit them, visit the country, and, you know, get to know them and spend time with my family. What is your most embarrassing memory? So when I was about 11 or 12, I was a serious competitive dancer competing with my studio for a while now. And at the end of the year, your studio will hold this thing called a recital, which basically is a celebration performing your dances from the beginning of the year, now at the end of the year for the last time. For me, it was not a celebration. It was anything but that, but we'll get into that later. So our dance studio held a production number that year, which means whoever is in your studio is in that dance. We have over 200 dancers at our studio. So if you can imagine, there's a lot of people on stage, a lot of people backstage. Things can get hectic really quickly. In that dance, I had a costume change. I started off in a long dress, and then I'm supposed to change it to this big wig, a tight top, and tight pants. Key word, supposed to. So as I'm doing my costume change, something is wrong with my wig. And I'm like asking people for help, like, help me, it's not staying on. The whole thing is just crooked and we're all looking for bobby pins. Our main focus is the stupid wig. That's what we're focusing on. And while they're doing that, I'm trying to change. You know, I have a little bit of a time limit. I have to be on stage at a certain time while the dance is still going on. And we finally get the wig and I have my top on. I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go. We're all good. We're all good. I look down, I don't have my pants. I look around me, no pants are in sight. Nowhere to be found. So me being a professional 12-year-old, I went on stage, did the dance in no pants. And that was everyone's memory celebrating the last time they're gonna see that dance. Very embarrassing. What is your biggest pet peeve? So I have a few of them, but my number one pet peeve is people that just stop walking while you're behind them. So like if we're in a public place like a mall and there's like a clear walkway and I'm right behind you and you just stop walking, like what if I wasn't looking ahead of me? Like I could have trampled you. So I just hate that. I hate it. Do you have any hidden talents? So I can actually crack my knuckles, my neck, my back, my feet. So if you're kind of grossed out by that, I would skip over, but here's a little demonstration for you. Some of them will crack. So that's like most of my fingers. My neck. Oh, that one was good. I'm gonna try my back. I'm kneeling though, so let's see how good this gets. Ready? And other side.